Hello, beautiful people on the other side of the screen. You are now tuned into Audiotree Live. Today is Friday, October 20th, and I am your host, Psalm 1. I want to say hello to the first-time Audiotree Live viewers. Hi at home. But if you watch more than one of these videos and you're not subscribed, you're a disappointment and a disgrace. So please subscribe now. And while you're at it, follow Audiotree on Spotify, Bandcamp, or wherever you bang your music. Today, we have Hoover Three in studio straight out of Los Angeles. And if LA has a sound, they've been able to stretch beyond those parameters into a funky, spacey, psych rock oasis. They made some of the most refined, groovy bops I've heard in a while, and I can't wait to hear what little surprises they have in store for us today. Let's get into it. Ladies, ladies, and gentlemen, please welcome Hoover Three.
Can't you hear me calling?
Balance
here with Paco, Bert, Gabriel, Kaz, and John performing together as Hoover Three. How y'all doing today? How's it feeling? How's it feeling?
Feels early.
Yeah, for sure. You're waking everybody up though with these great tunes. That last song, "Can't You Hear Me Calling"? Like, it just felt when I was listening to your discography that was one where possibly your band had turned a corner, because it just felt like the synth work and all of that was just like coming together. So I'm really happy y'all played that today.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was one of the first songs we did with Paco, and he kind of came into the studio and just ripped on the keys.
Gotcha.
We were all just like biggest smiles,
Smiling right now.
For sure. What's the craziest pronunciation of your band name that you can remember? Because I was like, Hooverii, Hooverii.
We get that one frequently.
Hoover Triple I was something someone said once. I mean, Hooverii is like the most common, which I got no problem with how you pronounce it.
As long
You
as
just
you
gotta
can remember
spell
and
it right.
spell it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Spell it right on those checks, right?
Yeah.
So you're on tour right now supporting Mudhoney.
Yes, we are.
How's the Midwest leg been treating you so far?
It's been great. I think the highlight so far has been Missoula.
Montana.
Yeah.
They do surprisingly rock, for sure.
Yeah, I was just like really surprised. I'd never been, so I don't know. It's some.
No, last night, Milwaukee, too, was
Oh,
also
yeah.
really good.
Looking forward to Chicago tonight, and I don't know. It's been great. Like, there really hasn't been a dud at all, so which is nice.
Yeah, their fans have been super supportive and welcoming. I feel like sometimes like opening bands can be looked over and just like, come on, let's go. But like whenever we're done, people are just so nice, and the Mudhoney people and crew have been just really, caring,
Very hospitable.
Hospitable.
Nice. That's really good to know, because sometimes as an opener you're like, how are we going to be received? But it's nice to know that y'all are being well received because you're great. You've toured a little bit, some of you have toured quite a little bit in your careers. But what's your favorite thing to do on tour when you can get some time away from your bandmates, like maybe a day off that's not a drive day?
Sleeping in, number one. I don't know.
Play video games.
Okay, there you go. Do you have a favorite video game that you like to play?
Super Smash Brothers Melee.
you already know. Like,
He's very
Super
good.
Smash Brothers is a very great game. It's very fun.
He plays it in the van.
Yeah.
Are you like screaming and stuff? Like,
No, we just hear the clicks.
Yeah. I've learned to be quiet when I play it.
this band has some great hair. All of you. Who's got the most strict hair routine in this band?
Would that be
Probably John.
John.
Look at those curls.
Look at that.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Yeah.
good work.
Sometimes hard to maintain. I hear you. What's your hair routine on the road? What are you doing?
Oh, your mic is behind you.
John, Mike.
Mike. Talk
Sorry.
to the mic, John.
A lot of conditioner.
Mike
That's
Jones.
basically the key.
Okay, the moisture, for sure. So let's get back into the music a little bit, like with a question. Can you track for me the evolution from your drum machine, your singular mind, you're playing tunes on your drum machine, and now this band has evolved into this great rendition that we have today. Can you give me a little bit of an evolution there?
Sure. Well, I was playing in other bands, and it was just kind of an outlet for me to not be trying to be too controlling in bands that weren't like my projects, So it was just an outlet. I started playing with a few friends on a drum machine, and it kind of naturally evolved. I started playing with Kaz, and it just kind of happened naturally. Like we got a good group of people together. We made our first record, and then we made the second one like a year later, and then we had some lineup changes, and people move on, and life stuff happens, and COVID happened, and more things changed, and we made another record, and it's just constant rotating people, but it's just, I don't know, it happened really naturally. There isn't now it's time to start a band moment. It just sort of, gracefully flopped into this.
Are you still playing around with a lot of drum machines? Do you have them in your home studio, or is that
Actually, yes. I've started playing more shows, just kind of to to just like work on new stuff and kind of hone other things in. But I still play with a drum machine every once in a while, not as Hoover Three, just kind of as myself. But yeah, I mean they're one of my favorite things. And if I had more money, I would collect more.
Yeah, they're fun. So I ain't talking body odor when I say this band is super funky. But to have that funk means you need to have a certain je ne sais quoi, something some folks can find sort of unexplainable. But I want any of you can answer. Finish this sentence for me. It ain't funky if it ain't got
Soul? Oh, no. I know this.
You're like, no, wait, hold on.
It ain't funky if it doesn't have a groove,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. And this is no right or wrong answer.
You're creative.
You've answered twice now. It's great.
Yeah, you got
What
two
else
answers.
you got, Paco?
Groove and playing behind the beat. I don't know. Sometimes forward,
Anything
sometimes
else?
ahead. I got nothing else.
Got nothing. 3 answers. I love it.
3 answers.
Anyone else wanna include?
Kick
a
and
word?
snare.
Kick and snare.
That's
Okay.
it.
All right.
Drums. John, you got a take on this?
It ain't funky if it ain't got that jazz.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Not necessarily
Salsa.
jazz hands, but you know, jazz.
You
Jazz
just
is
can't
a
see him making
lifestyle.
the jazz hands while he's playing drums. But he's doing
boom
it.
boom pow.
Well, let's get some more into this jazz that you all have going right now. You want to get into your next song? That would be amazing.
This rock.
Sometimes I play the victim, sometimes the fool. Don't know what you get, I can be cruel. It's been an always rough for too long.
just heard Erasure, a sweet ditty by none other than Hoover Three. Y'all are really rocking out. You played my jam earlier, The Rock, which has an incredible lyric. Sometimes I play the victim, sometimes the fool. And teehee, I do that when I'm at my most toxic as well.
That's Scorpio energy, man.
Okay. When do you decide which one to play? Like, for example, right? Like, oops, who spilled the beer? Like, I play the fool. But I spilled the beer on myself, I play the victim. You know what I mean?
For sure. I mean, that's kind of it in a nutshell. It's not a thing you really think about. It's more like an impulsive thing that happens, you know?
Mm-hmm. You're talking about the Scorpio energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Scorpios do, and you're admitting this on the air right now.
I admit a lot of things I probably shouldn't.
Okay. It happens. I'm a Cancer, so that just happens naturally, too. Just like, whoops, didn't mean to say that, but, now that we're here.
I really don't know anything about astrology, except that Scorpios are supposed to be bad.
Each one has their, like, redeeming and terrible qualities,
So
apparently.
Yelling at me right now.
You're right to me, so.
So here's a little sci-fi question. Do you think aliens would like Hoover Three's music?
Probably not.
No? Okay, so if you wanted, like, the aliens came, they're here, and they want to hear your top 3 songs that maybe would make them a Hoover 3 fan, what are the top 3 songs you'd let a friendly alien hear?
Wasn't that last music video for that song like you in space?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm answering this question very seriously, okay?
Yeah, no, this is serious, very serious questions. Aliens are amongst us. So.
I feel like aliens vibe they're on that more like Erasure tip, like they're trying to like zen out in space. Like they've gone beyond the 4-chord structure.
They don't need rhythm.
They're like jazz, too many chords. This thing, 1 chord, great. I don't know, 3 songs. I'd probably pick our weirdest. In between off our first record, that's not really a song. It's more like just atmosphere. I'd probably pick that. I would say like our Lou Reed cover. I like that one. A little more mellow, a little moody. And then Dreaming off our new record. Also very moody.
Yeah, the outro. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Anybody you want to add?
I would say the like part in Ship That I Sail that it just totally devolves and it's very minimal.
Yeah.
The last like 5 minutes of that song.
I don't speak for the aliens, but I think that these are some good picks.
What would your alien pick be? Just one.
One? Let's see. I would do Hang 'em High.
Wow.
Gets a little trippy,
It does.
So let's keep going
That was a deep
before we start really like thinking about this. Your track sequencing is really, really good, and you can tell that you find that to be like really important part of album making. What are some albums that you think are perfectly sequenced that are not yours?
I mean, I feel like examples like Dark Side of the Moon are maybe a little too on the nose.
Sure.
But I mean, that record was probably composed and written in that order, in no other order, But like on the same tip as like Pink Floyd, I would say I really like the track listing on Obscured by Clouds, which is kind of their only like song record. So it's interesting to hear a record that's like not intentionally like flowing into itself, but that is like broken up by a band that is notorious for doing the latter and the former. So I really like the track listing of Obscured by Clouds. I think, and maybe it's just because I've listened to that nonstop. And a more recent record I think is sequenced incredibly well is the Kate LeBon record Reward. I love that record, and I think it's just like perfect from start to finish.
In the era of streaming and playlisting, you feel like sometimes that art gets lost. So it's really nice to listen to albums all the way through and be able to hear like, oh, they're very intentional about that. So yeah,
I like a record to have an arc. It's nice.
Sure, movements.
Yeah,
of course. How many unfinished songs do you have in your arsenal?
I mean, everything is unfinished,
Oh, that is a.
Sorry, that's a non-answer to your
Ooh,
question.
it's very existential.
Well, it's like we have a lot of B-sides from this session, from Point, and we have like stuff that's kind of floating around. I wouldn't quite consider it like unfinished, as more it can be improved upon, you know? I feel like rarely we'll even bother starting something without finishing it. I guess the only time we really done that is on the one we just recorded, which you'll see who knows when. We did go back and pick a song and kind of retweak it and change it. So, you know, I guess that's one.
Okay. Because I read in some of your older interviews that you kind of like when it's time to start new music, you kind of pull from that arsenal and like kind of play things and like see how it can evolve. So you're not throwing away anything.
No, there's always, you know, we got cassette tapes to rely on if we want like inspiration for something. It changes with a group of people too, which is nice.
Sure. Speaking of pulling inspiration, I pull a lot of inspiration from movies these days, specifically documentaries. But what's movie night like at your home base? What are we watching? What kind of films are you into?
I would say like about 15 milligrams of THC in my body.
Okay.
I feel like this is something Kaz can hop in on too. There was the Roger Corman collection on Criterion, where it was all like the Edgar Allan Poe, Roger Corman films, and those are just like Technicolor blasts to your face, and they're incredible to watch. And I have a big projector at home, just like on my blank wall in my living room, and it's like seeing those things just like blown up massive. It's just incredible.
I mean, I can just reference the classics. I've just been watching a bunch of those horror movies. Was it Neil? What was that movie where it's like the kind of?
Oh, we saw The Blob.
The Blob.
We saw The Blob at a rep
Blob.
theater in Portland.
That
like
was
the 80s Blob.
The classic one.
I mean, I think they're both.
I guess a lot.
Okay, they're both classic.
But
I think most people would agree that the 80s one is the quintessential. But
Yeah, that's the one.
I love the Steve McQueen one.
No, that's.
It's got the song.
The song?
So what are you eating during these movie marathons? What's your favorite movie snack?
I think that's something I'll keep to myself.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Besides the THC?
Yeah, probably too much. I mean, movies, I would say like popcorn.
Popcorn
man.
is the quintessential.
Popcorn movies. Pizza. There's a good pizza movie. That's a genre of film all in itself.
Pizza movies?
Yeah, Bullet Train, pizza movie.
There's a Daiso near the theater I go to a lot in LA, so my wife and I usually grab like the little candies like Haichu or something. Those are also good movie snacks.
I'm a criminal. I sneak food into the movie theater. I have absolutely done that before.
What's the largest meal you've pulled into a theater?
We had some sandwiches one time.
Oh.
It's portable.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but it was criminal, I guess. So according to your set list, you're about to play the sexiest space rockiness jam on the album, in my opinion, and I dig it a lot. So let's get into it.
All right. The Ship That I Sail.
very, very big thank you to Hoover Three for blessing us today. And as always, major love to everyone here at Audiotree spreading the gospel of live music. These wonderful humans are on a coast-to-coast tour right now supporting Mudhoney, so please make sure to grab tickets to see them when they're in your area. Also, get into their spanking new album, Point, because you love good music and we want you to thrive. Once again, likes are good, but subscribing to Audiotree means you get these dope videos at the top of your feed as soon as they drop, so make sure to do that. Get cool merch at audiotree.shop, and if you want the session audio, get it on Apple, Tidal, or wherever you stream your music. Finally, follow Audiotree on social media for more fun content. I'm Psalm One, and I'm here for good music and good conversation. Till next time, stay dangerous. Peace.
All right, so you guys want to do it for real now?